Hi, in this video, we will see how you can configure the A10 Thunder ADC to use form-based authentication for client logon using AppCentric Templates. Here is a logical overview of the topology. The client currently accesses Microsoft Exchange using basic authentication. We will configure the Thunder ADC so that the client will be presented with a web page to enter the credentials. The ADC will authenticate the client with an Active Directory server using NTLM. It will also relay the credentials to the Exchange server using basic authentication protocol. Let us first look at the current client authentication mechanism using BASIC. On entering the Outlook web app URL, the user is presented with a pop-up window to enter the credentials. Now, let us configure the ADC for form-based authentication using AppCentric Templates. To access AppCentric Templates, first log in into the web GUI of the ADC device using your regular admin credentials. Then go to System and within that App Templates. Here, again specify your admin credentials and click on Login. Now go to Form-Based Authentication in the left pane. Here you will see three main sections. To begin with, go to the Wizard section. In the Deployment tab, you can choose between one-factor and two-factor authentication. Here I will choose the option of one-factor authentication. Specify a name for the policy and then click Next. Under the Forms tab, you can configure the appearance of the portal that will be displayed to the client for entering the username and password. You can either use the default logon form or import a customized one. Here I will choose the default login portal and logo image. Under the Authentication tab, you can specify the protocol that will be used with the authentication server. You can choose between NTLM and Radius. Here I will choose NTLM, specify the IP address of the corresponding Active Directory server and then click Next. Under Authorization, you can optionally enable LDAP authorization. Here I will skip that step. Under the Relay tab, you can optionally enable Authentication Relay using either Basic, NTLM or Kerberos. It is recommended to enable this option. Here we will enable Authentication Relay using Basic protocol. Next, specify the virtual IP and the corresponding port on the ADC that will be accessed by the client. Now you can review the settings made and click on Finish if they are fine. This will generate a pop-up window with the equivalent CLI configuration. Click on Apply to push the config to the Thunder ADC. You will now be taken to the configuration section where you can review the current config options and make any additional changes if required. Now, let us look at how the client access will work using form-based authentication that we just configured. As you can see, the client is now presented with a web page based on the default login form and logo that we had chosen earlier. Specify the credentials as normal and then click on Login. Under the dashboard section of the AppCentric template, you can see the list of users who have logged in, their IP address and the time of login. You can also review stats related to authentication and relays. This concludes the demo of configuring form-based authentication on A10 Thunder ADC using AppCentric templates. Thank you.